Hello, everybody, and welcome to Valley Life. I'm Rich Krebs, and it's another fabulous Wells Fargo Friday. And of course, we're always on that spirit of volunteerism and how the people of Wells Fargo are really helping out in the community. But that also means there has to be a tie-in with another great community organization that is seeing the direct impact of that volunteerism, plus your dollars, your effort, your money. And Wells Fargo is throwing down the gauntlet to make sure you jump in and do your part. Ms. Deb Palmer, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Kathy Cables, how are you?
Nice to see you.
Well, it's great to see you both, especially the smile on your face, Deb, because you've kind of been the impetus behind a lot of this. David took some credit here in the very beginning of really jumping behind the bandwagon, but this is really your baby, creating that volunteer spirit at Wells Fargo. You taking the bull by the horns and saying, you know what, let's get involved.
You know, I think that credit does stay with David.
All
it is
right.
David definitely has been sharing the story with all of our team members and trying to inspire more of us to really step up and be able to serve our communities.
Sure. Now, this is near and dear to you because once the Wells Fargo volunteers get in, it's not just a monetary contribution, but with over 20,000 hours last year, and now they're pushing for 40,000 hours this year. Those people putting their hands together and saying, what do you need, really helps. Let's talk a little bit about your organization.
Well, Hands On Central California is a volunteer center. We are the organization in the community that inspires, equips, and mobilizes other people to get out and help other organizations. So Wells Fargo's commitment to the community is in alignment with what Hands On does. And we first got to know them through the mayor's initiative.
Beautiful.
And really were inspired by their vision for what business can do in the community.
Well, Kathy, as executive director too, you have that much more influence on where everything goes, whether it's manpower or money, whatever. Having as much influence as you have in as many different areas as you're helping out, having the manpower behind you makes it easier for you to facilitate your job and help more people in the community.
It certainly does, and people like businesses like Wells Fargo do an outstanding job of getting into a lot of different areas because they let their volunteers choose where they're going to serve. So that really spreads the commitment across the community.
Right, and Deb, your involvement then with Hands On, is it just part of you kind of spearheading and directing volunteers, or you personally saying, you know what, this is my baby and I want to jump in and help Kathy?
It's a little bit of both. So definitely help to communicate to our team members the different and various opportunities available within our region so the team members know what's available. What can I do to reach out and help others? And so working with Hands On Central California gives us that opportunity. So they are sharing all of those opportunities with us, as well as us being able to share with them some of the opportunities we have and how can we partner together. So definitely.
Well, with everyone that I've met so far on these Wells Fargo Fridays, it seems like it's not just, that's our part, we're doing our share. Everyone is so enthusiastic and ready to jump in and help. It's like they're bound and determined to pick their charity or multiple. I don't know how many people you have sitting on boards. It's phenomenal. But everyone wants to be a part of this. They don't just feel like they have to. It's something they all want to get behind and jump in and go with both feet.
It is. It's very contagious. And one of the things that we have found is all it takes is asking one person to volunteer. Typically, people don't do it because they just aren't aware of what's out there and the needs that our community has. So just inviting one person to come, once they do it, it's so inspiring to them and what they get out of it, not just what we're able to give to others, that they want to do it again.
Sure.
Definitely.
Well, Kathy, when people get involved and they jump in, there's always room for more improvement, more people to get involved. So if they catch this spirit, like all the wonderful people at Wells Fargo has, how can they, people that are watching the show now, jump in and help you?
Well, one of the ways that we connect people to the community is through our website, handsoncentralcal.org, where there is a registry of volunteer opportunities from over 500 organizations in the 5-county area that we serve. And so they can just spend some time kind of checking through what's available and what meets their passion.
Sure.
Might want to try something new that they've never done before, and volunteerism gives you that opportunity.
Well, with Hands On Central California, because you're involved in so many different groups, it's not like you have to pick and choose and feel bad you didn't help somebody else out. With you as the executive director, when they give to this organization and jump in, you make sure it's the most efficient use so that it goes in the right direction and helps as many people as possible.
Well, I think it does that, and it also it depends on what the volunteer wants to do, because the volunteer, in order to keep giving, needs to get something back. And usually it's happiness. Usually that's what they feel great about themselves when they're done. But, if it isn't a good connection, then they can try something else.
Well, Deb, we talked about the obvious business correlation, because if people see, Wells Fargo helping out, they'll think that's my bank. But it goes so much deeper than that, because all of your people, when they get involved, they're sharing so many great stories with me of how they're helping out, and all these people have come up and given them hugs and kisses and said thank you for your time. So it really is such an enriching activity, even if people give an hour or two a week. Just that time seems to help out a lot, and I'm sure you're hearing great stories from the other employees at Wells Fargo.
I hear it from everybody. It's funny, we have our Wells Fargo volunteer shirts. I was wearing mine in a grocery store one day, and a gentleman stopped me in the aisle just to say thank you so much for all that Wells Fargo does in our community. And it was just like, wow, I've never experienced that myself,
right.
So it is very empowering.
That's fabulous. We're going to throw it to commercial real quick. I had a few more questions for you ladies, but don't go anywhere. There's a lot more Valley Life coming up right here with Wells Fargo Friday.